Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to be replacing a output seal on the transfer case of this Jeep Wrangler TJ. Let's get to work. All right, so here are some materials that we're going to be using to do this job. Here's the oil seal. It is 18662. It's made by SKF. These are some pretty good premium oil seals here. To remove the old oil seal, I have this oil seal puller. We're going to be using that. I've got some grease to kind of lube up, lithium grease to lube up this oil seal. I've got some stuff to clean off the old RTV that we're going to be also needing for the new to seal up the spline shaft. This is Ultra Black 82180 gasket maker. We're gonna be using that. I got an 1.1/8" socket, and I've got like this bearing race that I found. I think it's gonna be perfect to kind of drive that seal in. There's a lip right there. We'll use it on this side, and then it'll go through the shaft, and then just kind of tap it, the new seal in. We will need an 8mm wrench to go ahead and remove those bolts for the drive shaft, because you will have to remove the drive shaft on the one end, and then the 1.1/8" socket with an impact to remove that yoke nut. And yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Let's go ahead and get under the Jeep. I've got the Jeep in neutral. I've got the wheels blocked so it doesn't roll on us. We're gonna go ahead and start disconnecting this drive shaft from the transfer case output yoke. There's gonna be 4 bolts. I use an 8mm. Go ahead and take off those 4 bolts. So I marked right here on the spline exactly where this is gonna go on the tube and on the spline. So I can just go ahead and set this off to the side. So I've got the 1.1/8" 1/2" drive socket. We'll go ahead and use that with my impact, and we'll buzz off that main yoke nut. Just go ahead and slide this off like so. And then there's like a piece of rubber right here. You're gonna wanna take that off as well. Save that because we're gonna reuse that after we clean it up. Then we'll come in with my seal puller. You wanna grip onto it and just kind of pull it out of there. Just like that, real nice and easy. So that's the old seal. We're gonna go ahead and get the new seal prepped up and ready for install. Go ahead and wipe the splines off really good. Try to get some of that old sealant off of there. You definitely want to inspect the machine surface of your yoke flange. This is gonna be polished, and if there's any cracks or nicks or burrs or anything that could prematurely cause damage to your seal, and it will also leak. If there is, you're looking at buying a new yoke. So just keep that in mind. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to grease the and install the new seal. There's a garter spring on the back. We're just gonna add a little bit of grease on the back of it. That way when we go to tap it in, it won't pop out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this grease and essentially just grease really good around the machine surface of the yoke. And this is just lithium grease. Like so. And that way it will help install the, with the insulation on the new seal. All right, so I'm ready to drive in the new seal. We'll just go ahead and set it right in the middle there. I'm just gonna kind of press it in to help it in straight. And then I'm gonna grab my piece. We'll set it right over the center here. And then I'll start tapping it in. All right, so we've driven the seal basically flush with the housing surface. I like that. Our clean gasket here. And then I'll get some RTV, and we'll go ahead and basically RTV all around this shaft here. And we'll probably just put like about an 1/8 inch bead, 1/4 inch bead all the way around. And then we'll spread it as well. And this will help prevent a leak through the main yoke nut. All right, so now we have the greased yoke here. I'm gonna go ahead and set that in. Just like so. And I'm gonna kind of push it through that seal until it bottoms out. And that looks actually pretty good there. And I'm gonna go ahead and add my center nut. And for the torque spec on that, it's gonna be 140 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and just set it up like this. And we should be good. Go ahead and let this set for about 24 hours. The RTV needs to dry. If you have quick setting, your times may vary, but mine's gonna take about 24 hours. Actually, I won't come back for at least 2 days, just to let that silicone dry on the stub shaft there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put my drive shaft back in. Now that you're under here, it's probably gonna be a good time to grease your U-joints on the drive shaft. A couple things that you're gonna want to check is definitely want to check the fluids, top those off if you're too low, and then you're also going to want to check the breather tube on top of the transfer case. If you're over full or that breather tube is plugged up, it'll also cause oil to push out of those seals. So just keep that in mind, and other than that, I think it's going to be a successful repair. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good day. Peace out.